Then we have combi steam. Combi steam is convection oven where you add steam. Why do you want to do that? It cooks faster.
Get a better look on your pastry.
Less shrinkage on meat.
Cooks more evenly?
Okay. No, in convection oven does the same thing.
Okay.
That's something else. By adding steam in your convection mode, in the combi steam, you create a seal around the product so the natural moist cannot escape. If I do a chicken, that chicken is going to be juicy, not going to be cardboard.
Even if it's an old chicken, right?
Even if it's an old one, like you. I'm older than him, I can't say that.
No, hold on. I'm old. You very old.
But it gives your pastries like a shine, a glaze.
If your pastries have yeast in it, it puffs it up a more. If puff pastry, it puffs it up, the puff pastry, just by adding a little bit of steam in your mouth. They get it.
And like your butter croissants, for example, get a little more shine to them.
Yeah.
And they go puff up, like you said, because there is a yeast item in the puff pastry.
No. In combi, if I do combi, let's say with 5% of steam, I go to 90 degrees and a static fan speed. What do I have? We talked about just the proofer.
Yeah. Just repeat, if you have what?
90 degrees Fahrenheit.
Fair.
5% of steam.
5% only?
5% of steam. It depends on your product. If you have croissants, 5% is enough. If you have whole wheat bread, you need more steam. It depends on your
So
product.
what's the highest you would go for whole wheat bread, you say?
I would go to 30%.
30%.
Yeah. And in steam, in proofing, 90 degrees to 110. It depends also. If you have a product with lots of butter, you don't go above 100 degrees. If not, the butter is going to separate.
Right.
Like croissants, 90 degrees, that's it. And then I can do a second program on it. That's when we go to programming, I can bake after I'm done proofing. Without taking the bread out of the proofer and put it in the oven, I leave it in there. No hassle. Okay?
Because when you take it out of the proofer, sometimes it will hit the
ball. Or the fan is there. And just by shaking it, it can collapse.
It can even skip. If you leave it outside.
If you leave it outside, it's gonna start skinning. Okay. We had convection mode, combi steam, and steam.
David,
Pour is a proofer or steam?
right.
What?
Right.
Pour. Pour is a proofer or is steam or the same?
Pour is a proofer.
Dehydrator.
Yeah.
Convection, dehydrator, combi steam.
Proofer, sous vide cooker. So, okay, I'm thinking, because this one, if you look at the control, if I go back, we have manual cooking, automatic cooking. Automatic cooking is all factory recipes. It's all automatic. Okay? Cooking files is where they have cooking files and where that you can create your own recipes. You can put your own recipes in there. For a lot of chefs, it's very important.
Cooking files.
Cooking files. CF3. C3 is for dummies. Cooking for dummies. CF3 is cooking for chefs. Then you have banqueting and regeneration. That's more for the big ovens, the 20 levels where you have a card and you pre-plated everything, you cooked everything sous vide, quick shell, put everything on a plate, then you run your course and there are programs in there. Special cooking. Special cooking is all the tools. The smoking, one that I forgot is pasteurization. Nobody has that.
Pasteurization?
Pasteurization.
Pasteurized.
Yes. It's a small little tool.
And what would you typically use that for?
All your vegetables, your pâtés, your meat. It's canning.
Wow.
Okay.
It's scanning. Nobody has that, and there is a program for it. Also in the smoker, if I touch it, there is a complete program for fish, oil, red meat, rock salt, smoked ricotta, white meat. You only have to look for the program, and it works. Okay?
Could you back up just one second? On the pasteurization, is it automatic set on temperature, or you have to do poundage on the meat, or how does it go?
Pasteurization, let's say tomato sauce, it's going to ask you the temperature you want to do the tomato sauce. It depends, because pasteurization, you can pasteurize meat, you can do pâté. If I do goose liver pâté, I want to do very low temperature. If I want to do pork pâté, I want to go high temperature. So you only set your temperature. It's measured by the profile and the oil. Okay?
So you're subheating this stuff, basically.
Yeah, after it's done, it's sous vide. There's no air anymore. It's actually sous viding by cooking, not sous viding by taking the air out. Alright. Holding your food, like I said, 130. I hold my food at 130. So above 130, it's cooking. It starts to cook. Low temperature cooking, like for roast beef, or prime rib, or pork, then we cook everything on low temperature, so there's no shrinkage. Takes longer, but there's no shrinkage. I can sell better meat than if I do a regular cooking at 325 or at 350. Dry means dehydrating. Remember I said that? Dehydrating can do it. Delta T is another way.
Okay, just go back one. Guys, the dehydrating, it's very important for all our customers to understand that when they do have extra fruit, extra vegetables, they can dehydrate them when they go home at night. They don't need to throw them away. If you reduce the waste factor, this is what we need to announce to our customers. If we reduce the waste factor, we're actually extending the profit margin of the kitchen. So the dehydration process with this machine is very, very important. Bananas, you can dehydrate them and then reconstitute the mushrooms. Tomato slices.
Pineapples. I use pineapple. I cut really thin slices of pineapple. I dehydrate them. You have to dehydrate them on a silk pipe, and they're paper thin, and then I use them for dessert. I can do that with strawberries. I can do that with apple slices. The red apple, and you have a white apple slice and a red ring, and it's crisp. People love that.
They use that in bars. They actually salt the apple. They use it in bars instead of chips. Also, you must remember, do you recall a couple of years ago, maybe David will definitely remember, tomatoes went to $50 a case.
Yeah, that's what it's like.
At $50 a case, you throw away tomatoes because they've gone soft. You've thrown away $25, just like that. Here you can prevent that loss.
What does that say?
Smoked paprika?
Yeah. You have red paprika, okay? When they're cheap in the summer, you buy them, you dehydrate them, and you smoke them. You can make your own powder. I make my own jalapeno powder.
So the dehydration is very important, and this is something we need to announce, and I think we've done it very clearly here. So we just need to be extra. It's a feature that most salespeople will not get in this oven system.
I only know from 3 combis who can do, 2 combis who can do dehydration. Because all the other ones, they cannot lower their fan to static. The fan is going too fast. And then if you do the apples, the really thin apples, they're flowing everywhere in the oven.
So you can dehydrate those apples then in the air.
They're all in your fan. Delta T. Delta T is another way of cooking. It's also an overnight slow cooking, low temperature cooking, but it's where the oven follows the temperature of the meat.
What's it called?
Delta T.
is in Tom.
Delta T brisket. This is an ideal brisket.
Or a steamship or a ham. It breaks by cooking this way. It breaks the how you call it again? The fibers of the meat, the muscles, the fibers of the meat, better down, and you're gonna have, even with a bad piece of meat, it's still gonna come out tender.
So can you smoke at the same time, or would you smoke prior to?
I would always smoke before or after.
Okay. Not during.
No.
Cold smoking, that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
And would you have a preference for maybe after it's cooked or before it's cooked?
No.
No preference.
Doesn't really matter.
Doesn't really matter. One does it this way, another does it that way. You know. And there are some people who do it while they're cooking.
Right.
But remember, if you are 350 degrees and you put smoke in there, that smoke sticks on your elements, on your walls from the oven. And in the old days they say, what? Once a smoker, always a smoker?
Yeah.
I avoid that to happen in my combi by cold smoke and not heating to high temperatures.
So if you do cold smoking, you prevent the walls and everything sleeping with that. Unless that's what you do, unless you're a daily barbecue.
Right.
Yeah, if that's all you do, you know, but you're not going to buy a combi. And it is a fact, they should better buy a combi because their ribs and the shrinkage is going to be mine.
A lot of the barbecue shops down south, San Antonio, Austin, they're looking now to change towards combi because it's cleaner, it's easier, and it gives them a better product in terms of yield.
Yeah.
The weight loss in these traditional ovens has been higher than what these ovens.
Yeah, 30% is what that barbecue guy that we were talking to.
Yep. And if you're a barbecue place and you're doing a couple of tons of meat a month, saving 20 or 30% is all back pocket money because you're losing it now. The yield is important. So
it's
every month.
It's the same like a chicken, a whole chicken. If I do it in a rotisserie or in a convection oven or in a combi,
50% you lose.
In a convection oven you lose 36%. In a rotisserie you lose 28%. And in a combi steamer you lose 14% on your chicken. 14, and it depends how fatty the chicken is. The less fattier, the less you lose.
Okay, say that again. Convection, you lose how many percent?
36. I did that test.
Then what was
And on the rotisserie, you know these nice beautiful rotisseries that nobody wants to clean?
28.
28. And a combi steamer between 14 and 16. It depends on the fat.
And half of that on coffee.
And then on the cleaning side, who wants to clean that rotisserie? it's nasty, it's dirty, they don't want to clean it.
And guys, in a standard oven, the stand chicken, you're going to lose 55% of weight. In a standard oven. If they are using a standard oven, you're coming to the table now with huge profit.
Yeah, but
just on the weight loss.
I don't know of somebody who still uses standard oven most of the time.
You'll be surprised.
Yeah?
You'll be surprised.
Okay.
The kitchens that we go into sometimes,
Yeah.
their attitude is we don't replace it until it falls apart. Not until it breaks, until it
Well, they do it. They do it in the deck oven. That's
Yeah.
standard oven. Yeah. Yeah. I know that a lot of stores, these big stores, they still have that little rotisserie in front just to show off, but they bake all the kitchen in the back in the combi steamers.
Yeah.
Because why? The yield is longer. You can hold it longer.
Food's better.
The food is better, and you have less shrinkage. And they sell it. They don't sell it by the chicken anymore. They sell it by weight.
Yeah.
They make more money.
Yep.
They make 20% more money.
Yeah.
Okay? Delta T. So delta T is, you can set the delta T, but the best setting of the delta T is 30 degrees. So if I have a piece of meat, I put it in the oven, I put the probe in the thing, and I put my internal temp at 130 or 125 for me. I wanted to move.
You wanted
The oven.
wanted to say thank you when you opened the door, right?
The oven. The probe is going to measure 35, 40 degrees. It depends how cold the meat is. The oven is going to start cooking 30 degrees higher than the probe. So if the probe is at 40 degrees, the oven is going to heat up to 70 degrees. And follow until it equalizes at 130 degrees internal temp.
That's the probe and the temperature of the oven.
I don't have to set anything. I just have to set the probe temperature.
So the probe cooks at 30 degrees above
No,
the
oven cooks at 30 degrees higher than the temperature of the probe.
The core temperature, because that's where your probe is, at the core of the product.
That's pretty neat.
And they
I think that's really cool.
That's really cool, because then, you don't get in there and just start,
and then they
blasting stuff
intersect
in
at 130 degrees. That's where the core temperature and the oven temperature equal out.
And it stays equal throughout the cooking process? That's incredible.
Yeah, with the core temperature.